Hi, Megan.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Good. You did something really nice today that I think deserves some attention.
Thank you.
Yeah. What was that thing?
I took your grandma to get her nails done for her 92nd birthday. God bless her.
Yeah,
That is absolutely awesome.
Mm-hmm.
We had a great time. I found basically a new nail girl, and I've never had a nail girl.
Yeah, where'd you guys go?
Downtown Northville.
Okay. What was the name of the place?
Northville Nail Boutique.
Okay.
I really liked it. She was super nice.
Yeah.
And actually hilarious.
Really?
So funny.
Personality is probably important in that industry.
You'd be surprised most people don't talk. Or they talk in another language to one another.
Mm.
So she was awesome. So
okay, so it was refreshing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. She entertained me. Because God bless your grandma, but she can't really hear that well. So her and I were talking for a lot
70% hearing loss makes conversation difficult.
But her and I still talked, and I included her in the conversation. I still feel like I'm yelling. Like...
You're not, though.
I might be.
Yeah.
But...
No, it's, making an effort to loop her in the conversation means a lot to her.
It does.
Because she feels excluded often because she can't hear what people are saying, so she can't contribute. And she is, like, a social person.
She is.
So, anyway, go on.
So I didn't get mine done. I was going to get my nails polished.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, let's just make it about her. I don't really need to spend money on that anyway. So it ended up being such a nice time.
I was looking at your hands when I first saw you this evening.
Yeah.
I thought you were getting your nails done, too.
Yeah, no.
When was that last time that you got them kind of like that, like, hot pink color? Could it have been for the proposal?
When we went to Florida for spring break.
What color were they for the proposal?
I think... No, that was more of a muted pink. The hot pink is what I normally do.
There was like an electric pink, though, this one. So was it Florida?
Maybe it was a proposal. No, I feel like it was for the engagement shoot. I act like I get my nails done all the time. I don't. It's just been a fun
Those were a lot of
year.
special occasions, yeah.
I usually like to treat myself before we go on vacation. Or honestly, that's been my whole life.
Were your nails actually like white for the proposal?
No.
There's this photo of your hand in front of the sign.
They're pink.
They're pink in that?
Yeah.
Is that photo hanging up?
I was wondering. I don't think so. But, yeah.
Such a happy day.
So,
I like reminiscing about it. I think about it often.
Me too. So today was interesting.
Okay.
On my lunch, I went every which way.
Doing what?
So I went to run some errands. I did a nice thing. I got my bridesmaids a little something.
Okay.
That I won't even explain what, because I want it to be a surprise. But just for the batch, because I know Lauren...
My mom and grandma were up to something today, too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but you finish yours, and then I'll spill their tea.
Okay, so Lauren's doing, these really cute little welcome bags for all the girls. I have no idea what's in them. But I wanted to do something from me.
Yeah.
Just because they're, going all that way, and it just felt like the right thing to do. Also, it's such a happy time. I wanted to get them a little something, and I know they'll use it. That's the only thing I'll give. So, just based on our itinerary.
That is, your buying philosophy.
I hate buying people shiz that they're gonna... Well, most people just keep, and then hoard, and then become hoarders. So, don't want to contribute to that. But yeah, so I did that, and then I went and I got the best Jimmy John's sandwich of my entire life on my lunch.
Was it a little Pepe?
It was a Little John Pepe, yes.
Okay.
Pepe Little John, if you will. And oh my God.
Yeah.
I literally just sat there nearly in tears.
What made it so good?
Everything was so fresh.
Really?
The bread, so fresh. The tomatoes were almost sweet. I don't even know. Everything was...
Those tomatoes were speaking.
It was just...
Okay. Oh, goodness. It's fine.
Drooling. I can't even...
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was really fun. And then I went to the consignment... Oh! And while I was doing one of the things, getting the nice thing for my girlfriends I know they'll use on the trip, I had a $3 off coupon just out of nowhere and could apply it. I was like,
to where?
Well, that would give away the surprise, Shane.
Okay.
So now.
Understood. Sorry.
I continue. I'm not actually mad.
I know.
Oh. So I continue on to the consignment store where I had tried to resell.
What's consignment?
Consignment is like a storefront basically where you would almost like Plato's, but Plato's you get paid right away. Consignment you don't get paid unless it's sold or unless it sells.
Okay.
So like
that's a little less enticing. And then what if it doesn't sell after a certain period of time? You just take it back?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'd originally bought fake hydrangeas for our wedding. This is a whole fiasco.
The fake flower debate.
I tried to... Oh, a fly. I tried to...
Missy's been trying to kill that all day. She's
gotten... I'm surprised she hasn't. So, anyway, I was able to sell those. I got $10, and I sold a pair of earrings from Shein. But all I'm saying is, like, it sucks because I think I spent, like, $30 on those things. So then to only get $10 back kind of blew, but it's all right. Mm-hmm. The sunk cost fallacy. I was happy to have $10, honestly, because I'm like, $3 coupon I wasn't expecting, $10 in cash.
We're making it all back. So $5 of
that I put towards, like, the girls' tip, because it's nice to tip them in cash. That's just one of those things about the industry. Same thing with hair, if you can. It's
well, they just get to take it all home.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of...
Serving in general. It's tax evasion, but it's nice. And for them. And I'm trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to tell you about. I don't know. We were talking about Dan and Shay today after.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would be such a fun concert to go to. If there is any possibility.
What's the date for it again?
It's like August 1st, so.
What day of the week is that?
A Thursday.
Thursday? Thursdays are normally good.
Yeah, because even then if I start, hopefully they'll let us work from home again on Fridays, because my Fridays off end this month.
They end this month? Oh, man.
Yeah, it was just June and July. Time has flown by this year.
Yeah, they came and they went.
Yeah.
Very quickly.
So I have 2 more left.
Okay.
Well, yeah, 2 more. Right? Yeah.
Well, it's a little bit different than last year. Last year we would spend those days together going on road trips, and now
this year I've
had a lot of I've had meetings every Friday, commitments in other places that I needed to go. Yeah. Like Emma.
So I've been trying to enjoy it and make the most of it. Like I've been going to the pool with my parents, like trying to meet friends, stuff like that, but like definitely not the level of memorable. Mm-hmm. So, but that's okay. I mean, I'm also getting really...
Well, sure. I mean, but like, it wasn't wasted time. Like,
yeah.
I was going to say, I'm like, last summer we did that and that was fantastic. That was a very happy memory. But like, you still got to spend really nice time with your parents.
I did.
And I think that's great.
One of the Fridays we
used
they
definitely appreciated it. Yeah.
One of the Fridays we used for the 4th, for instance.
Which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Do you think the 4th 2.0 or 1.0 was more fun?
1.0.
1.0?
Yeah.
How come?
Adding 1 extra person per side just made it a little too chaotic for me. Actually, no. 1 extra person on Drew's and 2 extra people on Brett's.
Yeah. There was just a lot of stuff that went down.
It was just like trip. Not a great.
It was too much. It was too much partying this second time.
Partying? Well, emphasis on not us, but others were partying and getting up to some things that we don't agree with or condone, such as fighting. And yeah, just not into that. Also, we literally got swimmer's itch, which is disgusting to even admit.
I mean, that happens to people. I mean, we were just
It does.
unlucky.
It disgusts me to
it grosses
have
me out
gone
too.
through
yeah,
it.
But not something to be ashamed or embarrassed of. It just
so I don't know. There was a lot of ick going on that. Even the overall...
We've been exposed to a lot of ick lately. I mean,
done.
There was that on the 4th. There was camping. Like...
done with the ick.
Yeah.
I want to deep clean my car.
Yeah.
Get all the
just be well
filth
sanitized
out of it. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, tell me about your day a little bit. You had a good workout.
So I'm still kind of recovering from being really sick.
Yeah.
I'm feeling better now. Like today I was more or less like myself. I did all the normal things that I would do, and I just found that I would still get like kind of fatigued or like tired like after a while. Like if I was like, I'd be moving, doing all the things that I was doing, and then like start to but I don't know. I decided that I was going to go back like fully animal based for a little while, and I don't know. I could preach about that for a moment or two. So if you're interested in diet for overall health, performance, and longevity, I think that you should check out the animal based diet, which was coined by Paul Saladino, and it's basically no processed foods, red meat, fruit, organs if you're into that. I don't do that. Yeah, honey.
Chocolate.
Raw dairy. Chocolate if it's okay with you. Coffee if it's okay with you. Those are like on the periphery. Those aren't like his.
No seed oils. You didn't say
No seed
that
oil. Yeah, that's like a cardinal sin and under this eating method. But I just noticed that like when I started incorporating like other foods, like I got really, really sick, and it could have been a coincidence, but like for like the year and a half that I was like strict on that diet, like I never got sick. So, and also my body's just been craving like more diversity. Like, I don't know, I'm at this like point in my life where like I've tried all these different like eating models.
You really have.
A lot of different ones. And from like both ends of the spectrum, from like vegan to like, I've never gone like strictly carnivore, but like
close at one point.
Close, yeah. And now I feel like this is very much my version of a happy medium. So, but like through that whole process, I've become like very in tune with like my whole body. Like people talk about like intuitive eating and like satiety and hunger cues, like all of that is like very like well aligned like within me, but so much so to the point where like I'll be craving like certain things, like and like my body was like screaming like after this like illness, like was telling me like we need fruit, like we need fruit, we need dairy, like give us what we want.
Good. Well, because you admitted you were going back to protein bars and energy drinks,
which were terrible habits for me financially, right? Because like I don't even want to say how much that costs you like on a day, on the daily, right? If you're just going to a gas station, but
literally 10 bones. Probably.
Yeah, pretty much, which is absurd over the course of a month, over the course of a year, like. So, and I don't know, I have this like, it's like a long-standing but surprisingly like infirm or like belief that energy drinks are bad for you. Like I have times where I think that like they're the worst thing possible, and then I have other times where I think like, yeah, you know, there are much worse things, but now I'm kind of in the mode of like I want to save some money and not be addicted and dependent upon like this thing. Granted, it's not like I just like drink it in the same like casual context that someone might enjoy a coffee. Like it's always within 30 minutes of the start of my workout, which is when you're supposed to consume a pre-workout in order to get like the performance benefits. And undoubtedly there are like performance benefits.
So why don't you buy pre-workout like Brett does? If it's about that.
Well, that would save me money over, I don't know, maybe I'll consider that. I don't have a well-formulated argument for why I shouldn't do that, unless it's for health reasons.
Well, I don't like them, period. I think that... Missy. I don't know. I just think they're bad for your heart. Like, I really do. I think that, but I also think that you, at your size and muscle mass, is a lot different than me at my size and muscle mass. And I think I have a hard time being like, okay, if I had 100 mig Alani, for me and my caffeine tolerance,
only 100 megs, by the way.
They make like mini ones.
Oh wow! Okay.
That might put me,
because the standard Alani, I'm pretty sure, is 200.
Yeah, but that might put me where your 300 puts you. I'm actually.
But I don't take. I do 200 though.
Yeah, but it has so much other shiz in it.
There are other stimulants, yes, but like as far as just like caffeine from all sources, 200 megs.
Okay, so then yeah, I mean it probably would be the same, right? 100. I mean because caffeine like F's me up now. I am completely.
I don't know if I was born with a tolerance or developed one like over time.
Probably developed one in college and stuff.
Maybe. Do you know when I first started drinking coffee? Like period. It was my freshman year of college, and I thought that it was like a classy, like sophisticated thing to do. I'm like, oh, you know, I've just graduated high school. I am now living on my own in a dormitory. I would like to be
dormitory.
Yeah, I would like to be an adult, and adults drink coffee, right? So monkey see, monkey do. And so, and they had them at Fresh, which is where I, you know this, where I ate every day. And I said, sure, I'll try them. And this is before I thought that our artificial sweeteners were like terrible for me. So I would take like 2 or 3 packets and I would put it in the coffee, not thinking anything of it.
You and I were so bad. That actually is
we were awful about that.
That's a bad habit that.
Well, that's another thing that I'm trying to kick right now.
Well, you are kind of on it with.
Well, if I'm not doing protein bars and I'm not doing energy drinks, then I don't.
That's what's on it. That's what I meant.
Yeah, that's on it. Actually, surprisingly, Better Oats have them too. Sucralose.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Then maybe you should just. I mean.
Is sucralose an artificial sweetener? I'm actually thinking that I might be confusing them. There's another like S1.
No, I feel like
sucralose might be a natural sucralose. No, artificial sweetener. Okay, cool.
I think that's Splenda.
Yeah, there's Splenda, stevia.
Or the pink one.
There are different ones.
Sweet and low.
Yeah. The pink one was always the best, I thought.
Yeah, we liked that one.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm glad I'm off of it now. I feel like really proud of myself. I can just enjoy a Diet Coke, like, if I feel like it. Randomly.
The most convincing argument, well, there's 2 that I've heard for, like, anti-artificial sweeteners is, like,
cancer?
Yeah, people say that they cause cancer, but I had a professor in college that said that you would need to consume them in such, like, vast quantities in order for that to, like, become possible. And maybe he's right, maybe he's not. But then there was another argument that says that it interrupts quorum sensing in your gut microbiome, which is how bacteria communicate to one another, both, like, across and in between species. It's very important for a variety of different reasons. So much is actually connected to your gut. It's unbelievable, right? Like, I've told you how I think that a really interesting, like, emergent area of, like, mental health research is going to be the connection between, like, gut health and mental health. People are starting to catch on to that a lot. And this is all, like, interlinked. So those are the most convincing arguments that I'm aware of for, like, cut this out of your life.
I can't lie.
Go ahead.
I feel like I'm not perfect. Like,
yeah.
The worst thing is, like, my coffee that's not coffee.
It's like honestly, a milk, creamy, delicious thing.
That's my bad habit. So, like, I tried to start making it at home. And the way in which I was doing it, I was like, this is literally as expensive, if not more expensive. And I was being a complete idiot. I literally left, like, milk in my car at one point because I was coming from work home for the weekend.
Yeah, you transfer perishable foods.
Like, so I literally was like, screw this. So I've now got myself where I can't even finish a medium Dunkin'. So literally I'm going to start getting a size small.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, okay, it's like $3. Like, it sounds really bad. I can't really justify it, but I'm gonna have to figure it out. I mean, my hope is that we get an espresso machine and somehow...
I didn't realize that it was so expensive.
But even then, like, well, that one is. We should probably swap it. But your mom
asked for it to be finished. Yeah.
We should.
Let's just... I don't know. We can just hope.
Yeah.
If it happens, that's great. If not...
Okay, this is some registry tea that you probably wouldn't know.
No, considering I just looked at ours today. So
if you change your mind on something, you can return it for a Target gift card. So if we get something and...
Well, that wouldn't go to waste. I mean, we get all of... like, just for example, we get, like... pretty much all of our house stuff from there. We get like toiletries, all the cat stuff. Yeah. So
oh no, 100%.
You get food there. Like we would use it.
We would, but what I'm saying is, if we get maybe 2 items and we're like, don't really need these anymore or something, like we could always put it towards like a tiny espresso machine. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. This is totally tangential, but do you remember that book that I read a while ago? It was by a Japanese author. It was a work of fiction, and it was called Before the Coffee Gets Cold.
Yeah.
I think there's like 5 books or something now in the series, but I read the first like 2 installments. Anyway, the whole premise was that like if you sat in this one particular chair in this one particular cafe, right, then you could travel like back in time until the coffee gets cold, right? And while we've been like making these videos together, I've just noticed that like I can be a pretty good judge based on like how much water I've drank, right? And like, okay, here, let me guess real quick. Okay, you look. I won't look because it'll like tell you how long. Okay, so I just drank that, and now I've been explaining this. Shoot. God, I'm just gonna like disprove myself right away. Man, it's probably been like 18 minutes.
22.
Okay, wow. So wrong.
Yeah.
But
don't try to say like close or whatever. Okay, I want to go back to the artificial sweeteners thing just for 1 second.
Okay.
I can't really say this right now because your skin looks good, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Normally.
Talk your smack.
Normally, I do think that energy drinks, protein products.
I respond well to protein supplements, though.
And
come on, give it to me. Except some toots sometimes.
Well, yeah, those 2 things, though, I do think that they can contribute to acne.
That's fair. I like a whey protein supplement, though. I think that, like, you know how you were talking about, like, why don't you buy, like, a powdered form? Right, instead of doing energy drinks, like why not, like instead of protein bars, just do like a shake?
Yeah.
Could just do that. Because I like shakes. I haven't made them in a long time, but I like them. Yeah. I mean, I used to like pound those back in the day.
Yeah, but you got...
I remember I had this one friend. Can I tell you a quick story? Okay, so this is just like... So this is like before like fitness YouTube was like really big, and like a lot of this like information wasn't like super accessible, so... Really, like, when I was a kid, right? Like, first started working out, which for me was, like, around 11, right? Like, me and my friends who had also just begun exercising at that point would just turn to the most jacked person we knew, right? Which inevitably was someone's, like, older brother who didn't want to talk to us anyway, right? And then, or somebody's dad, right? And I've told you about this person many a times before, but... He was a really good buddy of mine. His name was Colin Gardner. And his dad was fucking jacked, man. I just remember thinking this dude was like the man, right? And he was so cool. Like, he was just a great guy. Like, I think really highly of him. And yeah, I like him a lot. And so one day, right, he just mentions like casually in passing to me and Colin, right? He goes, yeah, you should be drinking 2 of these shakes a day. Right, and that was like gospel to me.
Oh my god!
Like after that, I was like, okay, you know, Mr. Gardner says I got to get my 2 shakes a day, and I'm gonna do my 2 shakes. it gets way grosser.
Missy? No!
When you
Missy!
when you realize that we weren't talking about, like, normal protein shakes. We were talking about mass gainer. So 2 mass gaining shakes a day. Like,
did you
that's
get
abominable.
Chunky Monkey on that?
No, so, like,
because
okay, so you know how a moment ago you just, like, prefaced, like, you might not know this about a registry. Well, this is funny. You definitely don't know this, but as a teenage boy, right? At least my experience, like, I could do no wrong in the kitchen, okay? Like, the problem consistently was I can't get enough calories in. My level of activity is insane, right? Like, my body's going through, like, even crazier changes, right? And, like, I'm synthesizing muscle at a rate that's just, like, unprecedented, never before and seldom after, right?
Right, and football, I mean,
yeah.
And baseball, both. As an athlete, I guess you should add that asterisk.
Yeah, at the time I was, like, really into it. But I think those because it came in this red tub.
Ew.
And it was from GNC, and I would get the chocolate one, which is, I know already you want to vomit, but and it would be that whole milk, or not whole milk, I'm sorry, but, like, it wasn't like I was making it with water.
Yeah.
I was making it with milk, right? And then I would throw, like, huge amounts of peanut butter in there and just.
Ew. Okay.
And
never do
I think
that
it was
again.
called. I think it was called bulk 1340, right? And it was called 1340 because if you did the full serving, that's how many calories it was.
That's disgusting.
So 1340 plus, like, I mean, it was a shaker bottle worth
butter.
of milk, and then, like, probably 400 realistically worth of peanut butter. And I was doing that, like, twice a day. So, like, when these guys online are just, 10,000 calorie challenge, like, not to make myself out to be, like, a glutton or, like, that I have, like, a problem. I hope I don't.
Just easily
but like, I think that I could, like, finish something like that reasonably easily. Ew. I'll never test this hypothesis, so we don't.
No,
we'll never know. But
well, we won't talk about that. That's unhealthy.
Yeah, no, and but yeah, that's a funny, like, that's part of my origin story though.
That's
from, like,
hilarious. Maybe you have him to thank for the.
Yeah,
the size. I mean, you never know if it hadn't been for those mass gainer days.
One time he had us do this challenge. We were at the Lifetime on 8 Mile and Haggerty, and we had 5 10-pound plates on either side, right? And we're just kids, so the weight isn't impressive, but the challenge was really hard. And it was max effort, as many reps as you could do, take a 10 off each side, max reps, until you got down to the bar. And I was, like, the strongest, like, overall presser in the group, but not by much. Colin is a very strong, very hardworking person. That's kind of why that's a big reason why we were, like, friends, because we, like, identified with one another in that way. And so it was always, like, a big competition. And I think I got him on this particular day, but he was really strong too.
Interesting stuff.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The last thing about today, went and saw your parents for a little bit and had dinner after Grandma's nail appointment.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I just, like, love, like, whenever I see either of my brothers, and, like, I didn't get to see Drew today, but, like, seeing Brett, like, God,
I know,
he's just so funny.
I got him today. Said, hey, if you could, like, bring my friend or whatever tomorrow.
Yeah,
like,
do you think he was being a little weird about it?
He was.
Like, why? I don't get it.
Know.
Yeah, like, we just spent
you
a week
brought
with
her
this
up
girl.
north,
yeah,
dude.
and there's, I don't know. I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah, but Drew's at football camp.
Drew's at football camp.
Which he actually seemed excited about, which is good.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, but...
We went to Target, a little Target run. Didn't really work out, but...
Yeah. I have a small piece of advice for any sibling, right? But, like, older siblings in particular.
Okay.
Like, do you remember maybe, like, 2 years ago I expressed to you, like, I really wish I was closer with Brent and Drew.
Yeah.
And, like, I've always known my entire life that, like, the three of us have, like, deeply loved each other. Yeah. And we would always be there for one another no matter what. But I didn't feel that there was, like, that kind of, like, open line of communication it didn't exactly feel like we were like friends. Like we were bound by something like deeper, but there wasn't a lot outside of family gatherings. There wasn't a lot of like shared experience. And that was a problem in my eyes. I'm like, I need to fix this because like, you know, one day like my parents are going to be gone and like we'll have each other and obviously our spouses and our own families, but like
it's kind of on the oldest, I'd argue, to keep it together. Not necessarily, but
I mean, I'm happy to bear that responsibility, but I think like they want the same things, so it'll all help.
Yeah.
But anyways, like and you've been through me along like every step of the way along this journey, but like it just started with like me reaching out to them, me calling them, right? Me asking them like, hey, like, do you want to do this with me? And a lot of times it was like,
no.
Sometimes I wouldn't get a response. And then like most of the time it was no, right? But then like you just keep trying, right? And then, you know, they respond at all, and then they respond more often, then more enthusiastically, and now you're on the phone talking, and then they're saying yes, and then they're asking you to do stuff, and like you just can't quit on family. Like I really, 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 really believe that. And like I don't know. And Brett and Drew totally played their part too, by the way. It's not like I just like took it from like where it was, which wasn't bad. Though I want to emphasize that it was never bad. It's just that I always knew that it could be so much more, and that's what I think it is today. And that makes me really happy. Like really fills my heart.
Gonna be your best man.
Yeah, and Drew's gonna be one of my groomsmen.
Yeah, I'd argue he had to step it up. I mean, and it, like you said, it's not that it was ever bad, but you are were more so, in a very different point in your life. And at that particular point, the difference in maturity and
the lifestyle was just extremely different.
Life position was just really exposing itself. And
yeah.
So I
also
mean,
just like in my views, I'm a bit more like traditionalist, conservative than they
not
may
conservative be. Politically, conservative like, how would you say? Like attitudes towards
a lot of my likes.
A lot of things, yeah.
Yeah. Social and religious views, maybe.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Relationships, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm happy about it.
But I love Drew's 18 and Brett's 21. I mean, I love the men that they become. I'm like so proud of them.
Oh, that's really nice.
They're like really incredible people. They are.
I'm really excited they're my brothers.
Yeah.
Going to be.
Yeah, you did a lot of work to build that relationship.
It was not easy.
You put in the effort from day one, right? And like, but they responded to you as positively as they did because they were like, they sort of like tested the waters. Like, is this someone that we can like really be our true authentic selves around, right? And what does that mean for them? It means like being able to joke, and it means like being able to like say things and I mean, that sort of stuff is like allowed in your family like as well, right?
Yeah.
Like, people joke, people like tell you how they feel and what they think, and which is great.
There's a lot of roasting and joshing that goes around.
And that's just like, I don't know, it's one expression of love, I think.
Right? I think it's great, and
it's very healthy.
Think they're very funny. I do. Yes. Like, I actually love their humor, but I think
you were well equipped going into the situation.
I was. I just think it's more so, I don't know, I always worried that I was like over like too much, like that they were like worried they wouldn't get enough time like alone, like with just their brother, because that's just kind of how we are. Like, we always go to stuff together, but like now like you've started lifting. To be fair,
and I don't mean this to be disparaging of my mother, honor thy mother and thy father, but I don't know if that was like a concern that they themselves felt, or if she felt it
and then kind of
projected that onto them, because
at the time, maybe
because the thing is that, like, they never said that to me.
Yeah.
And my mom acts like, oh, well, that's because they didn't feel like they could. And I'm like, but that's not true. They've come to me with, like, stuff that you don't know, Mom.
Yeah.
You know? And, like, that's, like, I don't know, like, if they had come to me in a vulnerable moment, or, like, if they have something they want to talk to me about, like, I feel like they know, like, deep in their hearts that it's going to be, like, received well.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, right? Like, good or bad.
Right.
So, like, if they had have said something like that to me, like, would I have liked it? Like, no, but, like, I would have, like, respected them for telling me, and, like, we would have been able to talk about it.
Yeah. Well, I have another thing. I absolutely love Sophia, and I really hope
she's an amazing girl.
She's here to stay.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
I mean, I don't see her going anywhere, and I'm thankful for that. So I've noticed a lot of, like, positive changes within Brett as a result of being in a relationship. Yeah. So
I'm getting really tired, to be honest with you.
Are you ready to call it?
Yes.
Cool. I was exhausted coming into this conversation. I didn't really have any ideas where this was going to go.
Well.
Yeah.
Here we are. We saw a rainbow tonight.
That was epic. Love a rainbow. Megan's a big sky girl.
Big sky girl. It's actually popping off right in this moment. Come here. Come look at this.
Can I see it from here?
It literally looks like a painting.
Oh, whoa. Yeah, it does. There's, like, a lot of pink and orange going on over there.
Yeah, it's like 3D.
Cool.
Maybe there's another rainbow somewhere out there.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Okay, let's go to bed.
Yeah.